So, hi everyone. I will be talking about rolling into National Bike Month, which is May, and it's coming up soon. So, I'll be talking about celebration, bike buses, and we'll also let the guest speakers talk about their experiences. I am Priscilla Ranjitkar, and I'm with GoDCGo. And on today's agenda, we have I'll be talking about GoDCGo, transportation survey findings, bike, a little bit about bike education. We'll give it up to the guest speakers and talk about any biking resources. And at the end of the presentation, you can ask all the questions you have. Also, if you have any questions, you can also drop it down in the chat below. Let me see, double check if the chat is working. Uh, Let me double check. Yes, I think everyone should be able to. All right, that's great. And we'll be talking about magic questions. And if anyone doesn't know about GoDCGo, GoDCGo is an initiative of the District Department of Transportation, and we provide leading resource for transportation information and options. We encourage the use of sustainable transportation, and we offer complimentary transit resources and consulting services to DC organizations, schools, and commuters. I work with all the district public, charter, and private schools to help the students, families, and staff to get to and from school in a sustainable manner. Our goal is to serve and decrease traffic congestion and improve air quality and create a better quality of life in the DC area. So we just did on last year we did a survey, travel survey for the staff and the students, and it showed that the amount of students biking to school increased by to 4.7%, and it increased by 3.22%, and it increased from 2019. So that's a 3.22 increase from 2019. That's a great increase, and we would love to increase that percentage even more during our upcoming years. So a little bit about the bike education. I'll start with the DC bike infrastructure. DC is one of the most bike-friendly cities in this US, and we have a score of 92, and 3% of the residents bike to work. There are 145 in-street bike corrals and 8,000 plus bike racks and 160 miles of bike lanes and trails. It's zero emission. The average car commuter travels 34 miles and emits 22 pounds of CO2, whereas the average cyclist emits zero. So it is very environmental friendly, and it's also very cost efficient as well, because average new bike costs about $108, whereas like average new car maintenance costs $10,000. That's a huge amount of money, and sometimes it's even fun to work as well, and back to school. So, how to create a bike-friendly school? To begin with, provide bike-friendly schools provide facilities, space, and programming to foster bike-friendly culture at school. Combination of both physical infrastructure and policies and programs, and actively promoting biking as a transportation option for the community members, the school members, staff, students, and families. And it involves the whole community to promote biking as well. So there's a lot of biking benefits, both for schools, students, as well as employees, students, and families. For the schools, it's healthier. You'll have healthier employees and students, improves morale as well. Employee retention rate decreases, and it's good for the environment, decreases your carbon footprint, and you'll have attentive students as well as higher attendance rate as well. And for employees, students, and family benefits, you have low impact and less stress. The students, employees will be healthy, they get to exercise and get to school. It can be time efficient as well. A lot of students and families also staff tell me that they use the capital bike share or bike to school, and that takes them less time to get to school versus taking the public transportation or also driving. It's very reliable resource of transportation, fewer carbon emission, and there's fresh air and sunshine. So while you go to school, back to school, or back to home, it just makes your mood even lighter and happy. Um, Improves your mood and productivity, and it also makes you socially interact with people, which also increase mental health as well. So creating a space for the bicyclist in your school or your area, you can identify the school's current facilities, what's there, what needs to be improved. So DDOT also provides free bike racks. You can call 311 to contact DDOT, and they will assess the area. And if there's needs to be bike racks, they can install one for free as well. And there's capital bike share station. There might be capital bike share stations around your school as well. So check it out. If there's none, you can also request a new station through 311 or contact DDOT, or even contact me, and I can contact the right person and connect you with the right person. If your school is undergoing renovation or updating, now is the perfect time to bring bicycles to the table and add all the infrastructures that you might need in your school. I'll go a little bit about the employee benefits and programs. So there's different capital bike share and as well as biking benefits for employees specifically. So capital bike share, DCPS. If you're a DCPS staff, you get free capital bike share memberships with your DC Gov email. The link is embedded in here as well. So after this webinar, we will be sending out a recap email. You will get in that as well. And don't worry if you're not a DCPS staff. Private and charter schools can also apply for this corporate membership, which is so much cheaper than the regular prices as well. And some of the bicycle benefits is that you can offer a bicycle benefit or create your own. Here's an example as well, and giving them flexible schedules where possible. There's repair services like VeloFix. WABA also helps and conducts workshops as well. And commuter benefits and guaranteed ride home program as well. There's smart benefits that you can offer, or also like if your employees or staff already use biking to get to school, they can also sign up for the guaranteed ride home program where they get additional benefits for using sustainable transportation as well. And to go over student biking program, we have at GoDCGo, we have a program called Cabby for High School program. So this is our 4th year of running the program. So this program enables high school students ages 16 and above to use and sign up to get to and from school in a sustainable manner, to bike to school. And GoDCGo distributes free annual capital bike share membership codes and helmets upon the completion of bike safety video and presentation. So they are taught about bike safety as well. And we are offering that to DCPS and charter schools, high schools as well. So if you're interested, and if you're a high school, if you work at a high school, you can and interested, you can contact me as well. And if you just want to bike to the metro station and you want to keep your bike at the metro, there are different facilities available as well. Bike and Ride are free, secure bicycle facilities where you can store your bike while you ride our system, like the metro system. And you can also look at different stations if they offer it or not. And there are different features. It's 24/7 access to card-controlled, sheltered biking, bike parking monitored by video surveillance. There's repair stands equipped with tools and air pumps, capacity up to 100 bicycles per location, and bright LED light and steel mesh walls and emergency call boxes just in case you don't feel safe around there. we're almost done with our bike education. So we will be giving, so we have guest speakers, and we will be talking about bike buses and Earn a Bike program by WABA as well. So bike pools, also known as bike buses, are a group of students and or parents riding their bikes to school together. So it's just a form of way to get to school, a fun way for the students to get to school. I have a quick video for you all to watch, and this is our guest speaker. So this is our, all right. This is just a
when you were a kid. Well, every Wednesday
what
morning
a
in the
bike
Portland
bus
Public School
is.
District,
Let's get some bells going.
a small trickle of bikes forms around 8 a.m.
When I say bike, you say bus. Bike. Bike.
They call it the bike bus, and as it begins to flow through the neighborhood, it gathers strength. Teacher Sam Balto is out front. Soon, a massive river of riders has formed. And that is when the feelings begin to overflow. On Wednesdays, the normal bus is mostly empty.
How do you convince parents that it's possible to go from one bus to a bike?
We underestimate how much children love being social. Rain or shine, they're motivated to see their buddies.
The effect on them is clear.
They're so excited for it, and it gets them up.
It's sort of like you're in a parade. You just get really excited. At first it was kind of hard for me, but I think I've gotten more used to it. I'm usually in the front or the middle with all my friends.
I could tell you here about the emissions saved by the bike bus, that it takes hundreds of cars off the road, and that it is very Portland. But the thing that sticks after so much stress and sorrow and loneliness the last few years is watching all these kids floating to school on a vast ocean of joy. Jake Ward, NBC News, Portland.
All right, we're done with the short video, but we have, all right, we have Carissa on our webinar today, and she will, so let me introduce Carissa Gerardo Mark. She works at Mundo Verde Bilingual Public Charter School, and she is the sustainability manager. Unfortunately, Alex Clark, who works at Dunbar High School, who is also a PE teacher, could not attend today, but he is one of the person who started Bike Bus at Dunbar High School. But I'll be asking questions to Miss Carissa, and she will be answering some of the questions, and she will also give us any updates or any tips that the schools can start with their bike buses. So let me start. Just a sec. All right. All right, Carissa. So this is a picture from Mundo Verde. She sent me some of the pictures that I could share with. But Carissa, what inspired you to start a bike bus? If you didn't start a bike bus at Mundo Verde, how did it start? And what was the very first step that you did to start a bike bus?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Priscilla. So the parents at our Cayocho campus actually started Bike Bus in 2021, and unfortunately, it was born out of a really tragic incident. One of our students was killed while she was riding her bike home from school. And so this initiative was born out of something really tragic. Parents came together to sort of demand safe streets, and it turned into this like really beautiful, joyful thing that we do every week now. Where parents lead the charge, and there are sometimes hundreds of people riding to school on Friday mornings. Mundo Verde has 2 campuses, and we only had one bike bus for a while. And so I worked and collaborated with parents at our Cook campus over in Truxton Circle to start the bike bus over there. And so it's a completely different vibe because it's a different part of the city. Our Cayocho campus is in Brooklyn, so it's a little bit more of a residential area. Our P Street campus is over like right off of North Capitol Street. So the ride from, we meet at Alethea Tanner Park for that bike bus. That ride is a little bit, it's very, very different. So the way that we started it was to just kind of do a call out to some parents and potentially staff members who wanted to join as leaders to make sure that we had enough adult support to make sure that we could do it safely. We did initially have a safety escort from MPD, which we ended up not needing, and they kind of broke off the community outreach program that they had anyway. But it did start that way, where at that campus, we were able to get more people to join because they felt like it was a little bit more secure because they had like police officers blocking the intersections as we went each week. It's been like 3 years since we've been able to actually have that escort, which is fine. We're doing well on our own. Like, we worked with Girls in Gear to train adults to safely block the intersections as the bike bus goes past. So we went through the process of making sure that people, making sure that adults felt really confident in being safe, and we were providing a safe option for students, even though we're crossing like North Capitol Street and going up First Street, which can get a little bit hairy sometimes. At our Cayocho campus, the adults who also have participated in safety training have also started elevating student leaders to help block intersections or cork. So older students are partnered with grown-ups, and they help block the intersections from Turkey Thicket at that campus all the way to our Cayocho campus.
Got it. Thank you. You touched base a little bit on safety, but how do you plan and manage routes and schedule for the bike bus?
So parents have to kind of like, we have to work together to figure out what the best day of the week is to make sure that everybody's going to be able to participate. So there's a lot of communication through like WhatsApp in that way to make sure people can do it. And sometimes we do have to change. So it's on our Cayocho campus bike bus is on Fridays every week. We leave around 8:07, I believe it is, so that we can make sure that we get the kids to school on time to start by 8:30. And so if we have like a day off on a Friday, the parents will coordinate to often have the bike bus move to a different day of the week. So it's just a lot of like communication in that way. Our Cook campus is a little bit different. Since I'm one of the leaders of that initiative and I work at both of the campuses, we have to be a little bit more strategic in what day of the week that is, because I'm one of the safety like intersection blockers. And I can't be in two places at once. So that campus has bike bus on Wednesday mornings, and that's been working out pretty well for us. We send out surveys to families, to potential families that want to join, to kind of gauge interest, to hear back from families who do participate, see if that day and time still works for them. If we have people, people have the opportunity to share if like we are meeting too early or if we're meeting a little bit too late. And honestly, like the feedback that we get is often conflicting. We can't please everybody. We try to meet in the middle so that everybody can participate as much as possible. And we hope that we can get that going in the right direction. Our P Street bike bus has 2 stops. So we meet at Alethea Tanner. And then, so the ride from Alethea Tanner to P Street is a little bit tough for younger riders or students who aren't used to riding their bikes or their scooters. So we have a second stop. It's like a bus. We pick up more kids at Florida Ave, and they can join in at the intersection where Big Bear is, Big Bear Cafe. And so we pick up more kids and then we ride in together. So we try to offer a couple of stops. Our Cayocho campus has a few different sort of different groups that are coming from different neighborhoods. So there's like BC Boost Este, which is coming from like Petworth. And so like they have their own sort of group that rides together to Turkey Thicket. And so the families are really like the rock stars in all of this, like problem solving, coming up with solutions to see how this is going to work best for them and to try to make it accessible for as many people as possible. And I'm very much here to support whatever they need and make sure that we can get as many people participating as possible.
Of course, it takes a whole village to create this bike bus, and thanks for all the parents who are so enthusiastic to help with the bike buses. How do you, let me start with, what strategies have worked best to get students and families excited and involved other than families who are already interested?
I think one of the ways is peer pressure. I mean, some of the kids just see their friends riding into school and they kind of want to participate. Our Cayocho campus also bribes kids with with donut holes after they complete bike bus. Once they get to school, they each get a little donut hole, and then they go into school, which is really cute. We use muffins at like those little Abe's mini muffins that are like school friendly. So we give those out prior to bike bus. So we kind of lure people with snacks, which is really fun. Sometimes we have swag, stickers, little things that kids can add to their bikes or adults can add to their bikes. And I think it's just really like, once you've done it, it's so joyful and empowering that people just kind of want to be there and do it. And both campuses have, like, as I said, the bike buses are very different at each campus, but each have their own like challenges and successes. So we just have to kind of like meet people where they are. And like the community, like it's such a beautiful like way to build community as well. So like if people are struggling with making sure, like if they're, kids grow really fast in elementary school. So like sometimes kids are outgrowing their bikes, and we have group chats for each campus's bike bus. So like if someone's student is getting close to not fitting on their bike anymore, we can like reach out and say like, hey, my kid is growing like a weed. I need a new bike, or I ran into some issues. Can anybody help me fix my bike? Like we have, it really, like you, as you said, takes a village. We all work together to try to make sure that we're supporting each other. So bribery, and also making sure that everybody feels supported, and that their bikes are running properly and everything.
All right, that is great to hear. I think you answered my next question, but if you have anything to add on to it, my next question was, how do you ensure the bike is inclusive for students who may not have access to bikes or have different bike skills?
Yeah, so we also, at both campuses, we try to work with our PE teachers so that we've had WABA come in and do their bike programming in like during the school day during PE class. Cayocho has gone a step further where they have like sort of out of school programming where where instructors will come and teach the kids bike safety and give them opportunities and spaces to practice riding their bikes. And I think that's a real game changer because that ends up providing bike education for students, whether they participate in bike bus or not. They all get PE class, and so they participate in this regardless. And then that's another incentive. Like if they get on a bike and they're really excited about it. We do have a person on staff who, if we have any families that are dealing with hardship, we can reach out to her and say like, hey, we've noticed that this family needs X, Y, Z. We have been able to try to like help fundraise or raise money or resources or bike share with families whose kids have shown interest in participating in bike bus but didn't have the resources to do so through this person who works at the two campuses. So that's been helpful as well.
Gotcha. Yeah, partnerships definitely help, and of course, WABA is always there to help us as well. What's
One more thing, sorry. We actually had Sam Balto visit our Cayocho campus, and he joined our bike
Okay.
bus. He's actually from Silver Spring. His parents like live around the corner from me, which is cool because he's in Oregon doing this like amazing stuff. So he's like traveling around. And when he came to visit, he did sort of a big bike talk, and he also donated some Woom bikes to our community, which we were able to gift to families that needed it as well. So that was an extra perk.
Yeah, Coach Balto is definitely spreading all the positivity he can as well. And I think he also helped Dunbar High School with the bike buses as well. So he's definitely making an impact in DC as well as like different parts of the country. So yay to him. So what has been the biggest challenge and how did you overcome it?
I think one ongoing challenge that we still have is, it's not necessarily the biggest challenge. Well, this is a community program, right? And so like one of the pieces that I haven't been able to figure out a solution to is getting our staff involved in this besides me. Like I am at the bike buses as much as I'm able to be at this point. And I would love for more of our teachers and staff to be able to join, but they need to be at the school to like welcome kids to school for the day. So that's been a big hurdle. And I think if we want this to be like a real complete thing, programs are absolutely beautiful, super successful already, but I think that would be sort of like the cherry on top. If I can figure out a way to get staff involvement and make sure that staff feel empowered to be able to do this as well, because a lot of them haven't experienced it and they know that it's special, but they don't know how special it is. And then I think the other one at our P Street campus is really like having the numbers grow. it's a little bit scary sometimes to get on your bike and ride from like in the and take the path that we take. And I think it makes some people really nervous, which is totally understandable. So that's a hurdle that like we'll continue to tackle moving forward, like whether it is advocating for bike lanes or alternative paths to get from one place to another. I know that our Cayocho campus families have been fighting really hard for bike lanes on Taylor Street, which is like something that WAB is also fighting for right now. And so that has been sort of an ongoing thing. Like the activism piece of this is something that I always want to make sure doesn't get lost in the shuffle of everything because it's joyful and it's beautiful. But really, like this, like Bike Bus is activism. We are actively fighting for safe streets every time we participate in these programs.
Mhm. Definitely. Thank you. So what positive changes have you seen in students or your school community as a result of the bike bus?
I love seeing students who otherwise might not have had the opportunity to participate in just riding bikes. Like we have a lot of parents parents and guardians who have cargo bikes that have like extra seating on them. And as their kids grow and they like graduate to their own bikes, those parents still bring their cargo bikes and they are able to host other kids on the backs of those bikes. And like, so parents are able to drop their students off if they have to get to work and they can participate in Bike Bus. They can say, you know, they can kind of take responsibility for other people's students. If they don't have their own bike or if they're too small or too young or they don't know how to ride a bike yet, we can offer up those extra seats on the cargo bikes that the older kids have sort of graduated from. So that's really special to see. And just watching them all grow, because like the kids at our school, like watching some of our fifth graders who are going to graduate this year, who started riding bikes as part of the Bike Bus in 2021, like we're literally watching them grow up as in like in this program and like graduate from like little tiny bikes or scooters to these like big kid bikes and blocking intersections as safety helpers and all of that. It's really special.
That is so cute and special, and I hope they continue to do that as they go to middle school and high school as well. What's one piece of advice you would give to a school that is looking to start a bike bus tomorrow?
I would say be patient, and even if you get one family or one other person, if your bike bus consists of two people, that's a success. Everything has to start somewhere. Like it's like our Cayocho bike bus is this huge, successful endeavor. It's amazing. And our P Street one is beautiful and amazing, and it's much smaller, but it's really, really special. So just keep going and things will grow. Sometimes you'll have dwindling numbers. Sometimes you'll have a big group of people, but like the numbers are not necessarily the most important thing. It's just like keep going because you're making a positive change for anyone who's participating, and then also the people who are watching you do it. You never know like who you're going to reach by just doing this thing, riding bikes to school. A lot of people think it's not possible in like in the city, but it is. You just need to sometimes there's safety numbers, so get together and support each other.
Yep, definitely. That was my last question, but if there's anything you'd like to add on to the schools, you can do so as well. But if there's nothing, we thank you so much for coming and joining and telling us about your bike bus experience and how other schools can start as well. And hopefully they can learn from the good and bad experiences you've had. But thank you so much. If there's anything this is your time to add on anything you'd like to.
Cool, thanks. I just want to say, like, if anybody on here needs support or wants to brainstorm or needs help with anything like this, I'm happy to help in any way that you need. And also wondering if I can share the Taylor Street bike lane survey in the chat. Would that be okay?
Oh yeah, of course, please, yes, do so.
Great. That's all I've got.
If
Thank you
not,
so
we can also include that in our recap email as well.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat for now, and then I can always send it
Okay.
to you later.
Sounds
Thank you.
good. Thank you so much for joining.
Of course.
And yeah. All right. This is some of the information that Carissa shared with us as well. And this is pictures from Dunbar High School bike bus. And here's Coach Balto as well, who participated and helped with the bike bus. We would have loved to hear from Coach Alex, but there's multiple articles about him and his initiatives. So I'm sure you can check it out online as well. But up next we have Liz from WABA, and she is the youth educator coordinator. So she will be talking about a few education programs and bike programs they have going at WABA. So Liz, this is your time to shine. Tell us about all the programs we have at WABA.
Okay, thank you. And I feel like I'm honored to be part of this organization that got so many great name drops from someone as cool as Carissa and you. And it was so cool to hear that you're training like kids and getting kids involved even in blocking the intersections. Like that is the coolest thing. I had no idea. And I'll have to come join your bike bus sometime, or I'd really love to. Nice. Yeah, I want to tell you about two programs that I do in my work at WABA as the youth education coordinator. I'll spend most of my time talking about the Earn a Bike program, which is a program we have for high school age youth. But I also want to touch on something that was mentioned a little bit, which is our in-school bike week program. So Earn a Bike is a free program for high school age youth where over 5 to 7 sessions, they take a donated bike at our bike shop location, Gearing Up, which is at Alethea Tanner Park or right there nearby. And in that bike shop, they take the donated bike, fix it up, learning all the skills along the way, and then they actually get to take the bike home at the end of the program, along with everything they need to ride the bike safely, a helmet, a lock, lights, a little repair kit. We have 5 students per session, just because that's all the students we can absolutely pack into that tiny shop. And we've done 2 sessions so far. One that was once a week after school, and then one that was during DCPS spring break, and it was every morning before the bike shop opens. These programs have been really great. I know firsthand that learning how to repair bikes builds confidence that you can fix things that go wrong. It allows you to ride with confidence out in the world, and it also can even open up career opportunities. So I am so glad that like a lot of youth have been really enthusiastic and learned a lot through these programs. We have 2, we're doing an after school version right now. We've done one session of that so far, 1 class, but we have 2 Earn a Bikes coming up during summer vacation that are both that 1 week long, and I will drop links to register for those in the chat. One is the week of June 29th, and one is the week of July 20th. And so, yeah, if you know any teens, you should definitely share that information with them. And you can also go to waba.org for more information about that program. But another free program that we have is for DC public charter schools. It's called Bike Week. It's funded by the District Department of Transportation. We visit 18 charter schools over the school year, and we take over PE class for a week, and we teach bike safety skills. So like hand signals, helmet fit, safe stopping, balancing the bike, bike handling. And that's for 2nd grade through 8th grade students. And right now we're finishing up the school year, and we're looking towards next school year. We really want to give every school an opportunity to have this program. So we want it to share far and wide with every charter school you may know who might be interested in having this program. And to, if anybody you know is interested, have them email education@waba.org. And I'll also drop that in the chat.
All right. Thank you so much, Liz, for sharing all the great programs that is being offered at WABA. And I'm sure there's so many other programs that you can talk about, but we have so much limited time. But thank you so much for just mentioning about those 2 programs. We will definitely add all of the information in our recap email as well, so that our audiences can have a look at it. and join. I see Carissa also mentioned about the bike bus. If they're interested, they can join that as well. But we will make sure to include all the information in our recap email. All right. That being said, I'll share a little bit about the bike resources and how to promote safe transportation. You can plan with the help of Safe Routes to School as well to create the bike bus, and you can report any safety concerns such as traffic safety issues around your school, concerns for pedestrian, people biking or taking transit, unmarked or marked crosswalks that appear unsafe, concerns about speeding drivers or speed limits. You can file a report with 311. There's different ways that you can do so as well, either like by calling 311 if it's in the district, or the number right there if it's outside of the district. Text new or menu to 311 so that they can send you all the menus as well, or visit their online portal as well. And there's different ways that you can get a hold of 311 as well. So you can also make it fun to bike to school. So there's a couple of celebrations for transit as well as sustainability days, and of course the National Bike Month is coming up, and you can celebrate through Bike and Roll to School Day. So there's different pit stops for schools as well. The day is May 6th, and there's going to be different spots where people are going to be celebrating to bike to school. And there's Bike to Work Day as well, which is May 15th. There's also going to be different pit stops for people who want to bike to school or bike to work, if you want to call it for the adults, but you can do so as well. And I have linked some of the links here that you can check out and try to encourage people to either bike to school or bike to work and celebrate May 6th or May 15th. And there's also Walk to School Day, which is October 7th. And there's Transit Equity Day, which is Feb 4th next year. But if there's any other celebrations there, then you can drop it down here as well if you'd like to. But we also do different kinds of support. Codecigo, we provide complimentary consultations to help you implement and enhance safe and staff commuter benefit programs, and encourage students and families to use sustainable transportation options. We provide resources and support to staff, students, and families to help them commute to and from school in a safe manner. And we can help create a safe and sustainable transportation culture at your school. We can host events like Carpool and Cocoa events to encourage people to carpool to school, commuter benefits, education events, Earth Day events, Bike to Work Day, Bike to School Day. And we also host webinars. So it can be any topics like how to create a bike-friendly school, safe commute to school, but it's not limited. So you can always invite us to talk with your audiences. There's different available resources, including guides, posters, and promotional materials from us as well. You can find that at codecigo.com/resources. And this Get Around guide is the most interesting thing that is requested by schools. So we make a tailored one for each and every school who requests it. So if you're interested, you can request that with Codecigo as well. And I've compiled most of the resources out here. So when you get the recap email, you can go through this as well. But if you have any questions, you can drop it down in the chat or the question box. And if you don't have any questions, or if you have any questions in the future, you can always email, and I can include all the different resources or anyone who can answer the question. But here's my Calendly if you want to schedule a meeting with me to discuss about bike buses or any other stuff. But if you have any questions, you can also email me, call me. But any questions? Let me see if there's any question. I don't see any question. Let me double check. All right. I do not see any questions, but thank you so much for the guest speakers, Liz and Carissa, for joining us today. We really thank you for sharing all the resources, all the fun stuff you've been doing, and thank you so much. And I wish you all the best. And I'm sure that our audiences also thank you for your time as well. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining for this webinar. And yep, thank you so much. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Thank you.